Hey everybody, welcome to AJS News. This is the first of two videos we got for you today.
But first, a word from our sponsors. It's G Fuel, guys. And I know this is green on the green screen, so you probably don't see it, but it's pickle juice. We got the new G Fuel flavors in, pickle juice, and that's right, cyberpunk, grape, banana, apple, and it is called immunofluid. And that means that I will be doing a review of the Cyberpunk animated series on Netflix finally in a little vlog form later on this week, which I really enjoyed, but we'll get into it in the video. And yeah, so grab a tub of G Fuel. We still have our flavor. Our flavor is sold out. Thanks to you guys, but they just recently restocked a few collector's boxes back in. Very limited, only a few, so pick them up now before they're gone.
We have 4.9 out of 5 possible stars. I looked, and I didn't see anything. Like, our flavor is one of the highest rated flavors.
Hey, we worked hard on it. We made sure to select the most delicious G Fuel flavor for you guys. Angry Army Ammunition, Triple H. Pick up some of the collector boxes or some of these new flavors. Pickle juice.
You love pickle juice.
You do love pickle juice.
I'm curious to try it, though.
I am very curious to try. We'll have to try it on another video. Yeah. Check those out right now. And Alex, tell us what the hell has been going on in gaming news.
Look, everyone is kind of waiting to see. There's a lot of big games coming out, right? Yes. Baldur's Gate 3, massive game. Starfield, massive game. Some people have been filling with some other smaller stuff. But if you're an RPG fan and you're waiting, I've got something that you may want to hear about. There's a Humble Bundle that has Baldur's Gate 1, Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition, plus the Siege of Dragonspear expansion, Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition, Icewind Dale Enhanced Edition, Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition, and Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous.
You don't have time.
For $12.
$12. That's a deal.
That's a great deal right there. But,
I don't know if you know this about me, but I am frugal as hell. I love deal shopping. I also love every one of these games. Now, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2... absolutely love, and Planescape Torment is, I mean, these are like top tier RPGs. But Wrath of the Righteous was really good. I played over 100 hours of that game and thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you want something to do for the next 1 or 2 days, $12, you cannot beat that.
You're not going to sleep.
You got Baldur's Gate 3 right around the corner, so if you want to play something up until then, that sounds like a great deal.
Or if you're unfortunately only on PlayStation, remember, Baldur's Gate doesn't come out for PlayStation until September. So if you're looking for something to fill up the entire month, this is the thing to do it, because that is a lot of amazing games for $12.
That's a great deal.
So this is not an advertisement for them, too. I just think that's a great deal.
Oh, it is.
Hey, we'll let you guys know when we find good deals like that.
Yeah, not all video games are like, oh, avoid this. It's like, no, I want you to buy this one because those games are incredible, especially you youngins who missed them when they came out. All right, let's talk about Nickelodeon All-Stars. That game came out. You guys played it, I think, when I was gone.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
It was a disappointment for me because they could have been better.
Yeah.
Lack of voices, lack of
We did ask for the voices. They eventually did release them, which was cool.
So it sounds like they heard all of your criticisms, and rather than just fix the game, they're making a second one. So they heard what everyone said. They said there's going to be new characters, more stages, revamps of existing stages, new campaign mode, more modes in general, crossplay on all platforms, spit shine to everything, voices, mini games, new supers. So they're kind of taking what they learned from the first one. It seems a little soon for them to come out with a sequel, but if they're giving everyone all the content and you're really itching for a less serious fighting game, then this could be what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think that's their release strategy, whereas Multiverse is the beta, and then they unrelease themselves, and they say we're going to come back as they were waning. I think All-Stars was waning, and they said, okay, well, we can do maybe a DLC update, call it Season 2, or we could just say, hey, let's slap a number 2 on it and do it. So I think that's what's up.
But so Multiverses was free, and I think Nickelodeon you had to pay for.
Yes.
So I can understand if people were going to be a little upset having to pay for it again, but I guess we'll let you know. We may check it out.
Smell that pickle juice, Joe?
Oh, is that
it's strong.
It smells
strong. It's pickles, all right.
I love pickles, but I don't know if I want to
drink
Let's check it
a
out.
huge swig of pickle juice.
Yeah, we'll have to see. All right, so we got a bunch of.
Oops!
Ooh,
I
there
didn't
you go.
screw the top on completely, so now I have pickle juice all over me. All right, let's give it a shot. I'm so curious what this looks like. It looks like I'm holding nothing, right, Joe? Because it's green.
I'll make everything else.
Whoa!
Pickles.
That's pure pickle juice. Wow, they nailed that fucking pickle juice flavor. I like it.
Yeah, figured.
You knew I'd like it,
Yeah.
didn't you? I even like that pickle
yeah,
beer. I like pickle juice.
So I like pickle juice a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I
You
wouldn't drink this like, I wouldn't chug
good.
this. This would just be, something to sip on the side when I have the little gross urge. Sometimes you just want something different.
It's when you're dehydrated, right? And
Yes.
you really want those. It's got electrolytes, and it's what plants.
Woo!
All right, we got a bunch of Ubisoft news.
Damn, I don't know how they nail these flavors so damn. They got, it just feels like they chopped up some pickles and put it in there. Modern science.
So Immortals Fenyx Rising came out in 2020. It was a decent game, and this, if you don't remember, this was the game
was a Monster or
that was
something, right?
Monster, and then Monster Energy Drink is like, you can't say Monster, only I can say Monster, and everyone's like, Monster, everyone hates you.
Yes.
I'm gonna hate Monster.
And so they
G
changed-
Fuel instead of Monster.
Exactly.
Fuck that.
And so they changed the name to Immortals Fenyx Rising, which is one of the worst video game names that came out in that entire year. Probably one of the worst in the decade thus far. No one understood it. Like, it just didn't make any sense as far as, like, the name went. And
Yep.
its sales weren't that great. So despite being a fairly well-written game that was pretty fun, they shelved the sequel because they said that they had concerns of establishing the IP. Which is, we could have told you that before, and we've been telling you that for
Yeah.
so long because your name is stupid. Of course your IP didn't take off.
Which is a shame. I mean, I was a victim of it because it's like I just kind of lost interest.
Yeah.
I was kind of interested. It's weird how much a name matters sometimes. Now you push through and actually play the game and spread the word, but I was too busy at the time. Alex played it.
It was good. It was like, it was
Look at
super
that.
well written, and like, if you have any love of the people who wrote that game are passionate about mythology, and it's filled with the dirty jokes of. I mean, they went deep on some of the things on the dirty jokes, and so it's like you appreciate that kind of stuff, and so it's a shame that we get Mirage and then they shelve something that was made by actual passionate people.
Yeah.
But,
So sequel canceled.
yeah, It's
Never will see the light of day. If you were a fan of Immortals Fenyx Rising, not Rising,
Mortal Phoenix
Rising.
Rising.
it made me think of stuff like Immortals Fenyx Rising.
Rye.
No excitement for whatsoever. Immortals of Avernium, I have no excitement
Yeah.
What?
It's
My
like-
Mortals of Avernus, the Lullabies,
It's the one that
the
doesn't talk.
Gabba Juju Pee.
Yeah, so it's like it's so important to pick a name that matters when you're trying to develop excitement in an IP, and I don't know. Ubisoft once again shit the bed. So let's talk about more about them shitting
Okay.
the bed. So an Outlaws dev, so Ubisoft's new Star Wars game, has said that their game is not an unfinishable 300-hour RPG trying to dunk on Baldur's Gate 3
It's
and
not really a dunk, though.
Starfield.
It's like, that's a
Fucking
lot.
moron.
Yeah, they're like,
I
hey,
want the game to be that filled with value. Games have become so expensive these days. You want your $60 to go as far as it can. And who cares? The numbers are like, only 10% of people finish this or get this achievement. I don't give a shit. That game is there for that person to play at any time over a year, 2 years. You come back, you finish it. So you're not tracking those numbers.
Yeah, you don't want developers to be like, hey, stop playing our game. That would
Oh
suck.
yeah, developers and then nerfing their whole fucking
Everything.
It's like,
everything.
no, have fun. There's 300
and
plus
trying
hours.
to get people to slow down.
who
on
would want to
playing
be an
this game.
outlaw in the Star Wars universe and have cool droids and
Who
interesting
want to
characters?
live in that universe for more than 10 hours?
That's like a 20-hour long
Lame.
thing. No one wants any of that stuff. So I get what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
The thing is,
They just said it wrong.
they said it, stupidly. And it's like, look, there's nothing wrong with having a concise 20-hour, really tightly written, story. But it also giving people enough stuff to do in the world where you want to live in that world and spend more time there is also really important
Yeah.
when it's a Star Wars game.
You know, I think that because I use sparkling water, it works even better because it almost feels like legit, like you just squeeze the pickle and gives it that extra
Zing.
shot for zang.
Yeah. So
Liquid Death, call us. There's some good stuff.
they also said that this week. So that was the first thing they said this week. And the second thing they said this week is they said that Ubisoft says Assassin's Creed Mirage is only 20 to 30 hours long. Again, trying to be like, hey, it's clear and concise.
That's, again, another fail here. Brag fail. Hey, our game is not as long as all the games that you get a lot of value for. You remember our last game was super long and you could play it whenever and forever, and it was awesome. Well, this one is shorter.
Yeah, so this is half because Valhalla was 45 to 60 hours. I think my playthrough was over 70
Valhalla
hours.
was long as fuck. I never fucking finished it. It was so long.
That was too. Yeah, that was a cluttered mess. So it doesn't need to be that long. But so this is not a situation where it's only one or only the other, and that's the problem that the developers have. It's like, well, what do you want? 300 hours or 20 hours? It's like there's a lot of numbers between 300 and 20 that you could do that where I feel like I'm getting my money's worth, and that you have to do your job and like develop the rest of the game. So I don't like that they're setting up this kind of like false dichotomy where
it's this new marketing spin. It's a new marketing speak that hey, you can actually finish the game, but I think what's getting lost in this conversation, at least from corporate trying to tout benefit or trying to take a negative and spin it into a benefit, is that while we don't want a 300-hour game, they think we don't want a 300-hour game. No, that's not what we don't want. What we don't want is your fucking quests that are boring as shit, copy and paste, repetitive, grindy work, which is what you do in Assassin's Creed games, what they've tried to push on us in Assassin's Creed games and Far Cry and all these other games that, that it's not worth the 300 hours. Now, if you had 300 hours of fucking main quests with the compelling storylines, then of course people are going to want something like that and finish it at their own at their leisure. What I think people were talking about is the whole Ubisoft copy and paste, fucking grind bullshit.
That's all it
just
is.
to pack in the hours. Yeah. And now that they're not doing it no more, they want to find a way to spin it. Yeah.
We're doing less work and we want it to be a good thing. It's like, wait. No. It's not that we wanted you to do less work. We wanted you to do less bad work.
It's like not even work. It's like, hey, we stopped padding our games with those useless quests that fucking take up 10 hours. Let's find a way to spin it. Okay, but here's a potential even worse thing is maybe they didn't take that out. Maybe it's still there, and it's only 30 hours.
Yeah.
All right.
So now we're buffing. That's taken the rumors of this being a DLC and being blown up.
It's less a rumor. They actually confirmed.
Oh, that's right.
They confirmed within Ubisoft that Mirage was a DLC. And then they're like, no, we liked it so much we blew it up into a full size game. It's like, that's not a full-size game. That's half of a full-size game, which is a DLC. And this is not a DLC price. It's $50. Yeah. Now, yes, it's not $60, but $50 is almost $60, and 20 hours is not almost 45 hours. And so, like, there's a bit of a disconnect. So now I'm even more worried about having to play this game if it's 5 total quests and you have to do them 30 times instead of 15 total quests and having to do them 100 times.
Yeah,
it's gonna be grindy for sure.
Yeah. Do you think there's gonna be time savers?
Yes.
It's like, hey, 20 hours is even too long for even some of you. So we'll see.
I want to get these boring missions done. Jeez.
Yeah. Are you an idiot? Yes, I am an idiot. I would like to spend money for time saver.
One of the good things that Ubisoft did this week was they clarified about that nasty email that went out to somebody saying, if your Ubisoft Connect account gets disabled for inactivity, you lose access to all of your games. And based on what the information was present at the time and based on their terms and agreements, that was true. You would have lost everything. But Ubisoft is like, whoa. The paperwork was scary, but we would never do that to you. They're trying to save some face and make sure that's like...
I knew it. Yeah, because that's too far. That's too much. I said, are you sure? And of course, it was the left hand doing something and the right hand is doing something different. Different divisions. Just that particular support line was reading by the letter of the law in the thing. And then Ubisoft was like, oh, shit, man. You're right. It is the letter of the law, but we wouldn't enforce it. So withdraw that policy.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes legal teams write horrible things knowing that most people don't read it. And then when you, it happens a lot when we're working with people and they're like, you have this in your contract. They're like, I would never. And then you show them, they're like, oh my God.
That is in my
contract.
contract.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's awful.
So you didn't read it.
Yeah, so I'm like,
Alex is very good at reading contracts.
So it's like, all right, we got to bring other people in who know what they're doing. So, yeah. So that's good. Good for them.
Yeah.
FromSoft and Larian had some announcements this week, kind of mentioning how things run at their company, and it turned into something that we're going to use to dunk on Ubisoft, because this is the poop on Ubisoft episode from today. Apparently, From Software made Elden Ring and Armor Core 6 with 300 developers.
That's solid.
That's
good number.
That is really, really good. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but like we're talking.
Sounds like a big budget team. Yeah.
And then Solarian also said that they have about the same amount of people. Game looks super polished now. There's tons of content. They're talking about 400 plus spells and all these other things. And then going through the article, I saw this thing.
Wait for it.
Ubisoft has recently said that it has about 2,000 developers working on Assassin's Creed and plans to increase that to 2,800.
For what?
The fuck is going on?
For the Assassin's Creed, like little ecosystem.
For the copy and paste clone fucking areas and big empty spaces and fucking assets for the bushes. I don't know what's happening. 300 developers making fucking AAA
you tell the difference
amazing
right
games.
there. Like people are passionate and care about it.
2,600, 2,008. No, okay, hold on. This may be across the entire Assassin's Creed franchise. With the multiple games, they're probably bringing in their mobile team and then the Mirage team and then maybe an unannounced one. But still, even if you were to divide that by 3 or 4, you're still
a lot.
You're still up in that upper range.
Yeah.
So, and that may not even be the case. It may just be like everybody is working on
it looks like, so I was looking through everything. It looks like 2 to 3 games at the max if you include the mobile staff.
Yeah.
So you're talking about having 3 times the number of developers at a minimum over what these other studios are doing. And this is the issue that you have when the people at the top of the studios, and we give a lot of shit to the suits.
Yeah.
It is important when they are good at what they do. Like we've met Sven at Larian, like he knows what he's doing. I don't know anyone over at Elden Ring, but like I'm sure they know exactly what they're doing because they're constantly putting out bangers.
Yeah.
And so having people at the top, making sure the people directly under them are managing everything correctly, is how you get a 10 out of 10 on Elden Ring.
Yeah.
That is a game I put 400 hours into and want to play a bunch of times. Versus you have 900 people working on Assassin's Creed that I actively do not want to play.
Yeah, we play for like 3 hours and we're like, all right,
It feels like the same.
Let's try something else. Yeah, that's wild. And it also shows you how dysfunctional Ubisoft is. Now, in one way, I'm happy that a lot of people are employed in the video games industry, but these could be used more smartly. You could take all those dev teams, you could, split them up, create new IPs, create new interesting video games instead of too many cooks in the kitchen kind of thing for one franchise, which at the end of that result of the grinder, you're still just getting the same shit, homogenized and just...
It's bad stuff. Well, it's like we talked about them canceling Immortals Fenyx Rising.
Grouped stuff.
Gaming by development by committee.
By committee.
Yeah, and so it's like they're canceling Immortals 2. We know that they're like Far Cry was undercooked. All of these games are coming back undercooked. So it's like yes, I'm glad that you're employing all these people, but take 200 of those people and make another Immortals. Take 200 of those people.
I'm kind of curious how many people they got working on Skull and Bones.
7.
Well, I'm
best I can do
fucking
is 7.
people they got on Outlaw. Why put so many goddamn people on fucking Assassin's Creed? You put more on Star Wars.
Well, you mentioned the magic word. That was the last thing I was going to bring up. Is there is no news on Skull and Bones? And
where the fuck?
And so
radio silent completely at this time, right?
I keep reading. I'm going through all these Ubisoft articles. I'm like, this game's coming out and
what
like
the
soon.
Fuck?
It doesn't say when
the
though.
fuck
It doesn't say.
What the
they changed
fuck?
it. No, they changed it. They just said 2003.
A closed beta on August 25th is the last thing I have on June 12th. So, but there's no date. I guess maybe they'll try to set one after a closed beta. A closed beta? Come on. At this point, it should be an open beta. Register at this official site. I guess I better register now because otherwise we're not going to get into this fucking thing, and we got to cover
what's your email address? Angry Joshua, get the fuck out.
Get out of here. You were talking way too much shit.
I use my personal email when I register for some of these games just in case.
Yeah.
But I mean, the fact that we are very soon from a beta, we're very soon from what's supposed to be the release. It's already delayed so much. There's no marketing for this game. And one thing that we've seen in the movie industry is when the studio knows that they've got a stinker, sometimes they just cancel it, like Batgirl, and sometimes they just go, I'm just not going to advertise this movie. We've already sunk however many hundred millions of dollars into it. So,
yeah,
can't wait to be a pirate.
Forget everything you know, Alex.
Yeah. Forget everything you know about pirates.
Especially the game. Forget about the game.
Thank you for registering. You're currently registered to receive updates for Skull and Bones on PC. What updates?
Yeah.
You will receive an email with detailed instructions on how to access live phases if selected. All right.
If they're only going to let 2 people in, and since the moms of both developers already signed up, you're not getting in.
Okay, somebody grabbed one of the developers as they were talking about the closed beta, Neven Dravinsky. We are pushing ahead towards our game's release, which is set for this fiscal year. But we wanted to build on the lessons we've learned from the community since our comeback a year ago, which we are getting the game into the hands of a wider group with a public-facing closed beta, which is aligned with our ethos to create a game for the community with the community. You're doing this just now? That's a fucking lie. Are you're gonna tell, okay, we want to make a game with the community's feedback. You fucking develop a game behind closed doors. You fuck it up multiple times. You are lost on what the fuck you're doing. And then the release date is coming in a few months. Well, there's only a few months left in this fucking year. And then that's when you're like, now we'll take the community feedback when we know we can't do anything with it other than small fucking tweaks.
It's like we want to give it to a wider group of people. It's closed beta.
He ain't a developer. This has got to be one of those like producers or PR guys. Over the past several months, we've gathered valuable insights from hundreds of players worldwide over multiple closed, live, and insider program tests.
This game isn't fun.
That would be the feedback. Why can I not board other people's ships? Where are all the interesting sea creatures and monsters to make this game fun?
Why is everything that is fun in the game automated by your crew that you don't get to take part in? That was the big thing from the thing. Now, he did use a certain word in there. He said fiscal year. And so
I saw that. He's covering his ass.
So that's up till April of 2024. So this game can get pushed into next year.
That's what I saw.
Oh my God.
Because I saw the date. He typed in the release date. It says 2023.
Right.
Maybe 2024.
So they've got 6 months, 6 full months to kind of figure things out. And that game was supposed to come out a while ago. So.
All
right. Well, if they will be willing to actually listen to the feedback and put in those 2 fucking things, if you can get your developers to put in 2 fucking things, then I will be way more excited for it than I am right now.
So I was gonna say they have like 2,800 people working on other stuff. They don't have the manpower.
We don't have the manpower. We just lost Bill and Philip last week to Assassin's Creed
again.
All right, well, I'm curious. Can you tell us about the feedback you received from the Insider Program player? Is this guy a paid shit? Oh, it is on the Ubisoft website. So it's like Ubisoft asking Ubisoft questions. It is. I'm not joking.
Tell me why you were so good looking.
Can you tell
That's
me?
Wild.
Wow,
you're so
smell
charming.
so good, and you're so charming. What are these Insider Program tests telling you about the game? Sure. For one, our game's naval combat stood out the most to the community, and we're doubling down on this.
Stood out a good way or a bad way?
Obviously a good way. They're like, well, I guess commanding the ship is the thing I like. Yeah, that's why you made the game, because all of us were like, hey, Black Flag was fucking awesome when you had your own ship. Let's get a whole game of this. We told you that, 8 years ago. We're creating even more depth to the combat by increasing the number of ship and weapon variations at launch, allowing players to build customized playstyles to make the experience their own. But that's the most basic of game. The in-depth combat also extends to other aspects of the game. For example, we improved naval navigation, and the addition of an external ship camera are some of the ways that the community has made this experience better through our Insider program. Then there's a link to join the Insider Pro. This is a fucking advertise. This ain't no goddamn interview. Another answer
gotcha.
to a community request is that we ensure the entire game can be played in co-op with shareable contracts and rewards. A call for help feature should you run into trouble, multiple chat functions, and other gameplay mechanics. Yeah, I mean, that's good because I sure as hell don't want to fucking play this game alone, and what the fuck? It's like, all right, well, as we've said, our game is always best played with friends. Our servers will be able to host up to 20 players with cross-play functionality.
I'm sick that year, so you have to. You're the pirate. You're permanently on your body, so you got to do it.
there's too many things, and we're really excited for players to discover blah blah blah. More marketing speak. I just want to see if there's anything worthwhile in here. The 20 players is something that I didn't know and I didn't care about, but I know now. And focusing on a more co-op intensive experience is what they're getting from their players, and good. That's good.
Yeah. Ship combat is the only thing.
Sometimes when you listen to gamers, they'll tell you the right thing, but they're probably ignoring the other two things that we want.
Yeah, I mean, it's important because what we've seen from the game is that you can pilot the ship. It looked kind of like Black Flag. You can do all those other things, and then we're like, oh, cool. That means we're going to do boarding actions. We're going to be able to go on in a port and like check out the town. And like, oh no, your crew can do that, but you can't do that. It's like, but where's the other half of your game?
Maybe they'll change it. We'll check it out on August 25th.
That would require, so you can sign up, Skull and Bones game.com live test, the closed beta from August 25th to August 28th. And then I think based upon that, they'll determine, when they'll release it probably.
Yeah.
They picked like one of the busiest months.
August? Let's see.
Baldur's Gate, Mortal Kombat.
So, Baldur's Gate, August 3rd. Motherfucking WrestleQuest. I want to shout out to them. Indie guys, awesome people. We've talked with them multiple times. August 8th. Atlas Fallen, August 10th. What else? Big one's Madden, August 15th. Early access. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, August 18th. Immortals of Alien, August 22nd. Armored Core 6, August 25th. That's it. I mean, there's other stuff. Under the Waves, August 29th. Sea of Stars, August 29th. It's September that gets wild.
When's Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat is actually after Starfield.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, as I was planning, I was like, I thought Mortal Kombat was before Starfield, and it is. It isn't. Mortal Kombat 1, September 19th is the official release date, but they're doing an early access thing. September 15th on that. And if you remember, Starfield is September 6th, so you'll have like about a week to explode. That's not enough time, Mortal Kombat. I want to at least have 2 weeks with Starfield, maybe 3. Fuck. All right.
We'll just do 12-hour Starfield.
12-hour shifts.
If it's
your
good.
Ass ready. If it's good, we should be fine.
Yeah.
We trade off controller. You take a few missions. I'll
before.
take a few missions. You take.
Yeah, we'll also have
Don't get my guy killed, Joe.
We'll just have different builds too.
gotta
So we'll be
see.
putting points in ridiculous and dumb shit all the time. So can't wait.
All right, yeah. If y'all are wondering what reviews are coming next, we're probably focusing on, Baldur's Gate and Madden this month, and then we'll play Armored Core.
Hell yeah!
And we'll get some Alex up in here with some rapid fire. So stay tuned. All right, guys. That's gonna be it for this one. I gotta say, I'm addicted to this. So. These guys know I drink a lot of the drinks that are pickle juice, and I have to say this is amongst the best. Like, I know that we're sponsored by G Fuel and everything, but I'm serious. This is actually pretty damn good pickle juice flavor drink. If you're into that stuff, I know the market is very small for that. Jason Witten's pickle juice. You remember that? From Dallas Cowboys. All right. Anyways, Thank you all so much for watching. Watch our video, too. It's coming up next, and we'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.